guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Jean Cosplay, and today we are back again in time with Steins, guys.
Episode 6.
Yep.
Oh, last episode led me on a wild, theory thing.
Oh my goodness. Last episode, guys, we just learned that probably someone sent back in time the program to the s.e.r.n corporation.
That they found, yeah.
And with that, they kind of build the IBM computer to read the files.
Exactly.
And in this program, we saw 14 files with a bunch of...
That wasn't in the program. That was in the reports from a guy whose name I forgot, but that was something else. But
jelly bean? No?
Jellyfish thingy?
No,
I don't know. But yeah, so they read the code, found out, well, there's a good chance that s.e.r.n created the IBN in order to read that code, which we think was sent from the future. And after that, they started doing experiments, and we found out that a lot of people died for these experiments. But Okarin's microwave machine is probably on the same level, weirdly enough, as what s.e.r.n has managed to create in all these years. Because what they send back, the people they send back, turned out like the banana jelly turned out. So they are basically on the same level, and if Okarin could get there faster than s.e.r.n, I have no doubt that he can go even further than that and, create the time machine before them. That's what he wants to do. Like, he had that evil laugh going on, and he was like, haha, yeah, I know, I'm gonna beat them to the punch, and I'm gonna create that machine.
Yeah, I'm feeling something bad is gonna happen soon.
I fear what s.e.r.n is gonna do when they get involved, because they will get involved for
also,
sure.
the part-timer warrior girl said something that ticklish our senses.
Our spider senses were.
Spider senses, yeah. Makise didn't do or is not aware of something that she's done yet. So maybe she's from the future, or she encountered Makise from the future and she did something.
Because she knew someone that knew about the IBN who died. We just know that that person died. It affected her deeply, obviously. And Makise is involved in this. She told Okarin to be careful of that girl. I also theorized that maybe she's the one that stabs Makise in the first episode. And by the way, there was a girl on the roof in the first episode doing something like this, She was wearing a hat. It could have been her. I didn't get a good look at her. It happened so fast, but I kind of remembered that we saw someone on the roof, and then I looked at someone else's reaction to episode 1. I saw like that girl again, and they kind of made the link, and I'm like, that's interesting, very interesting. So I'm like, maybe she kills Makise, because she sure looks to be on the path of revenge, when it comes to her. And and it's still more information about Makise's past. Apparently, an older man being angry at her leads to something else, something more violent, maybe? So, in her mind, at least. So.
I don't think that it could be a boyfriend, but maybe more her father.
Yeah. Well, she hasn't seen him in 7 years.
Well, since she moved to America, yeah.
So, coincidence?
Because if her father made many failures with time travel, and the story is scary because of that, I wouldn't be surprised that he became, I don't know, violent, maybe alcoholic.
We don't know enough about that, and to correct that mistake, we will watch episode 6.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Alright.
And there's still a lot of mystery around that girl.
ちょっとよろしいですか。今日は人工衛星の見物でしょうか。どちらからいらっしゃったのかよろしければ。
She doesn't want to be seen. If she's from the future, she doesn't, and she wouldn't want to be seen on camera and stuff. She doesn't want anyone to have proof that she was there.
Yeah.
Are we gonna learn more about her this episode? I hope. I'm all for it.
Christian だ。
おう、助手。昨日はゆっくり休めたか。
助手って言うの。
They are building so much backstory that we don't even know about yet.
Yeah.
なんぞそれ。ラボメンによるミーティングだ。
そもそも円卓なんかどこにあるのよ。
実物はない。だが我らラボメンの心の中にはある。そうだろう。
そうだろうじゃなかろうが、勝手に人の心の中に変なもの持たせないで。そもそも私はラボメンといっても期間限定だし。
とにかく円卓回帰だ。マユリにも俺たちの置かれた状況を伝えておく必要がある。
Yeah. Tell her she needs to know if she wants to back down.
というわけで、セルンを出し抜くために我々は一刻も早く電話レンジカッコ仮のタイムマシン機能を完璧なものにしなくてはならない。
だけど電話レンジカッコ仮を完璧にって僕らメールを過去に送る実験には成功してね。
Yeah, but you
た
need
っ
to
た
make
の
it.
2回だけだ。あ、そうだ。
何か分かったの？
いや、過去へ送れるメールでは言いにくい。
He found the nickname.
名前をつけるところから始めようではないか。俺はこの過去へ送れるメールという現象についてこう名付けた。その名もノスタルジアドライブ。
Oh goodness.
I love this guy.
Nostalgia drive.
時を超えた教習へ。
分かりにく却下。
調子の分際で却下できる権限があると思った
なら多数決にする？ノスタルジアドライブに賛成の人。
裏切ったな、マユリンダル。
クリスチャンの言う通りだと思うよ。マユシーはそんな長い名前覚えられません。
時を遡るメールだから速攻メールでいいんじゃない？
そこって何？
ちっとも分かりやすくないではないか。ここは
It's the
時
same.
をかけるメールの一
The
択
mail
だろ
deletes
上
through
皇。
time.
少し表現が硬いな。言いにくい。
あんたが言うな。
Well, nostalgia drive is easy.
てってれー。マユシーも思いついたよ。
What is it?
ね
Back to the
メ
mail.
ール。
直訳するとメールに戻る。意味不明だ。
じゃあデロリ
Oh, yeah.
ますますわからんわ。
ねえ、もういっそのこと略して D メールでいいんじゃない？
アン。それいいね。
I like it, D-mail.
決定ということで
それではこれより
Great round
D メール
table.
カッコ仮の実験を開始する。
カッコ仮も略す方向で。
作戦名はオペレーションウルドだ。
それもいらない。
最初の D メールは12時から13時、2回目は18時頃に発生している。つまりその2つの時間帯に実験することで再現が可能かもしれない。
いくらなんでも単純すぎだろ上皇。
But it could be
試してみる
better.
価値はある。
All the conditions have to be met again in order to recreate the experiment. And then they can change something and analyze the results.
時間設定は120秒で OK？
オペレーションウルド開始。
Careful, it did a pretty intense flash of electricity last time.
今だ。
Careful!
バナナは
ゲルバナ
It's
に
like
なった
words.
ね。
おお。
2通に分割されてる。
I forgot that she had to send the message at the same time.
自分で調べれば。
そういえばさ、この間の D メールも分割されて文章は途中で切れてたよな。
ああ、何か法則性が。
It's the thing that happens to the bodies too.
ということはあのメールは頭空っぽのバカだということか。
気づくの遅すぎ。
おのれクリスティーナ、どさくさに紛れてる。ちょっと待て、こんなに勝ってどうする。
だって実験成功のお祝いだし。
いいから戻してこい。
チケチクさ。
Yeah.
It is gonna affect them. It is life and death.
実験成功と浮かれていたが、俺たちはセルンの恐ろしい機密を知ってしまったのだ。マユリまで巻き込んでしまって本当に良かったのか。
I like that he realizes how dangerous this is.
ひょっとしてさっきから愉快なことしてる？
いかにも俺たちは人類史に名を残すであろう実験を。
名を残すのはいいけどさ、店長がすっごくイライラしてるわけ。
Why?
2階からの振動がすごくってさ。
よし、ここは俺に任せろ。ダルは女子にしばらく実験をやめるよう伝えてくれ。
了解。
マキセ・クリスもまだいるの？
ああ、そういえばさっきもじっと見てたな。この前といい、なぜ奴にこだわる。過去に何かあったのか。
In the past or in the future? Okay, so she might be from the future.
I told you!
それより早く店長に謝りに行った方がいいよ。
It could have been both
お
theories.
前ら一体上で何やってんだ？さっきから何度も派手に揺らしやがって。
Oh.
やめろと言ったのに。
Oh no. Don't mess with her. Never.
何をしてるか。実験は中止だと言ったろ。最後にもう一回だけってマキセ氏が。
メールしたんだけど見てない？
見られるわけなかろうが。
5日も前に忠告したのに。
ふざけるな。
あとなんか実験以外でもオカリンの携帯何度も鳴ってたよ。
It's the girl.
なんで直接言わんか。
どうしたの？
データは十分取れたし D メールの法則についても大体分かったからいいけど。
何？
She worked out something?
D メールが遡る時間についてはタイマーの1秒が現実の1時間に相当する。 120秒で5日。
Ah.
いつ送る。
だが送れる文字数は英文で最大36文字、日本文で18文字だ。少なすぎる。改善したいところだな。
もしかしてそのカーブブラックホールが。
カーブラックホールね。
そのブラックホールの穴がきついんだよ。
マイシアン、今の言葉もう一度穴のところから。
やめろみんな。
とにかく詳細な検証は明日以降に行う。2010年8月2日は人類史にとって永遠に記憶に残る日になるであろう。なぜならこの日、我ら未来ガジェット研究所は人類史上初のタイムマシン開発に成功したからである。
Well, technically, s.e.r.n did it first.
初じゃなくてセルに先越されてたし。
そもそも開発したとは言えない。偶然使えるようになっただけ。
You discovered something.
でもオカリン、実験がうまくいってよかったね。
I swear if something happens to her in this show, I'm gonna be mad. She's too precious. What's going on? He's dreaming about something? Oh.
あんたは移動なんてしていない。ここでは空間と時間が入れ替わっている。あんたは空間を移動することはできない。時間だけが延々と引き伸ばされている。あんたの1秒は私には永遠と振り返ってはいけない。
Is it Max's voice?
I think.
永遠に向かって時間が引き伸ばされようとも終わりは存在する。 前を向いてたどり着いて振り返ってはいけない。
What a weird dream.
That was crazy. I'm sure it's gonna lead to a lot of stuff, though.
これからそっちへ行っていい？
How would she
ま
know?
だ寝てるとは考えないのか。もしかしなくても寝てた？なんだと？
How would she know where he lives?
なぜ喋らない？
Yeah.
なるほど、そういうことか。この俺、狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、法院狂魔の邪悪なるオーラを恐れているのだな。
メールの方が開く。だから IPN5100。
She figured out he had it. Like, he never said anything.
しかし見せ
Or
る
did
だ
he
け
tell
だ。
her?
そして見たら帰るのだ。それでいいか。貸してほしいんだけどダメかな。運ぶのを手伝ってくれ。なぜ貸すのが前提になってるのだ。それに本当に貸してほしいのならこっちを向いて直接話せ。
貸してくれるの？
So it's really important for her.
I don't know why she needs it.
一時的に借りただけだ。使い終わったら元の所有者に返すことになる。
元の所有者って？
柳林神社だ。
I think since he said it to her, it's gonna matter.
確か昨日のキリ今結構めんどい手順が必要じゃん。 D メールを過去に送るのにさ。
Come on, dude.
なんでもない。聞き違いだ。これは今は失われし古代シュメール語で朝ごはんも食べたの意味で。
She's not gonna buy into
タイムマ
that.
シン実験する前にマユシンの唐揚げ温めさせてほしいな。
タイムマシンのことで一つ思いついたんだが。
Oh my goodness. Now it's gonna be inside the loop now.
どういう状況？
僕たち全員カレーにする。
認める。機関に知られるわけにはいかん。通話中にメールを送るな。
ひょっとして。
Facebook?
FB わかった。こうなったら全てを話そう。秘密を知られたからには仕方がない。桐生萌香、貴様は今日からラバンナンバー005だ。
Number 5.
I think she knows more than you think.
Everybody knows more than we think. Everyone.
So many mysteries, so many. You know, in this episode, I was saying that they're building a lot of backstory. That we noticed that they're building something, but we don't know the backstory yet because since it's dealing with time travel, the backstory maybe hasn't happened yet. You know, people from the future are gonna interact with people from the past, and it's gonna create the backstory. But I was thinking I can't wait till everything starts happening and we start making sense of this stuff. And I think you guys were saying that's till episode 11. I mean, it's building up to stuff. Well, I see it. Like, they are building up the characters. They are planting seeds. And we will see these seeds actually be planted in the future. And we will make sense of the trees that we now see. Like, that's a weird metaphor. But you know what I meant. I am so ready. Like, it's okay for them to keep doing stuff like that. Like, keep building the backstory. Because the more they do now, the more we will freak out in the future when we understand how all of this came to be. Now that dream, I wish we could like analyze it frame per frame, but it was so out there. Like, dreams are usually like that. Like, we can't make sense of dreams, but I have a feeling that maybe it has something to do with how they can improve the microwave. I just don't know. I don't know, but it was Makise's voice. I agree.
Well, it looks like it.
It sounded like yeah.
It looked like he was experiencing the time traveling by himself.
He saw himself being turned to jelly too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. But yeah, it's like he was, you know, living the experience, living the phenomenon of time traveling. It could be fueled by fear too, because one thing I noticed in this episode, and one thing I actually really appreciate, is that even though he's got his role-playing thing, and he's got his illusions of grandeur, and he wants to be that evil mastermind, like he wants to be that mad scientist that creates time travel, he still has enough, you know, wits about him to understand that what he's dealing with is dangerous. And when they found out about s.e.r.n, you know, using people to try to make, you know, the whole thing work,
yeah,
led to a lot of deaths. And sadly, well, not sadly, but they are trying to make this work as well. So basically, they just become s.e.r.n 2.0. He's calling s.e.r.n like the evil organization, but he's trying to do the same freaking thing. And eventually, they will have to start testing it with something other than
a banana.
And I'm like, which one of these guys is gonna try it first? It's scary. And I mean, he's human. We're all human. Like, learning about people's deaths just shows how important, how huge, and how dangerous this whole experiment is. But he still wants to push it. So yes, eventually it will lead to even more danger for them. And he has included a lot of innocence in this. And now he's adding someone else, someone that obviously knows a lot about what's going on. Just like the girl from downstairs, whose name, what? Suzu? She was calling him Suzu?
She nicknamed her Suzu. So
yeah.
I don't know if that's
Suzu.
her real name or just a nickname.
Oh, it's probably just a nickname, but
Suzu-chan, yeah.
Like, he is involving all of them, all these guys. Mayuri is the one that I fear for the most. Because she doesn't understand what she's getting into here.
Not a Yoda, yeah.
Like when he learned about what was going on, he was saying like, "Oh, Mayuri, you should leave." Like, Makise.
Makise, you should leave.
Yeah, Makise, you should leave because I fear for you and stuff because this is bigger than what you think. And she was like, "I understand the risks and I want to stay." Okay, good. He didn't say that to Mayuri.
Yeah.
And she doesn't understand what's going on. So I fear that something's gonna happen to her, and I'm like, she's too precious to be hurt. But yeah.
You know what? That's the word, because she can't be prepared. She can't prepare herself for what's gonna happen next, since she doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah. To her, it's just it's funny. Like they're sending bananas in time. Yeah, it's a game. But when people start dying, that's gonna be something else, something more important and more dangerous with more consequences.
So we kind of got a confirmation that maybe the part-timer warrior girl, Suzu-chan, is maybe from the future.
Yeah, it could have been both. Like, it could have been either when she was younger, Makise came back, did something that killed, like, the guy maybe her dad, maybe a friend of the family, maybe, I don't know, but it could have been that she came back, Makise came back, killed that person, or did something that led to that person's death. And then Suzu vowed to avenge that person. Or the theory that turned out to be right.
She never saw fireworks before. She never saw a pork bowl before too.
So it doesn't exist in the future. Or either she's just not from around here. The fireworks thing, though, is weird.
It's really weird.
Yeah. So maybe it doesn't exist in the future.
Maybe people doesn't use them in the future, so...
Maybe. So yeah, I think now, in this episode, it made more sense, that theory that you had, that she was in the future, Makise traveled, or she grew up and did something in the future.
And she's a warrior, too.
Well, she trained. I see that as she trained for this moment. And she went back in time in order to stop Makise from ever doing what she was gonna do, but then it's funny because when she saw her, she acted like, oh, that person hasn't done anything bad yet, so it looked like it stopped her from doing anything to Makise. But I'm like, if your whole purpose is to go back in time and stop her from doing whatever she's gonna do, then why do you back down when you meet her? Because you knew that girl would be innocent still.
I don't know. We're gonna have to watch more to understand what's her motives.
And who was that guy? Like, it's same as, not her, but when we mentioned that the girl that works at the maid cafe.
Yeah.
She mentioned her dad. Her dad had an IBN or something, and then she led them to the IBN at the shrine, and you were like, oh, maybe her dad is the one that gave the IBN to the shrine. I'm like, maybe one of these guys is gonna turn out to be the dad of one of the girls that actually exist right now, because they can travel back and be stuck and create their family.
You're confusing me right now.
That's what happens in time travel shows. But I love this. I love this seed planting thing that they've got going on, because right now all we see is the fruits of what's gonna happen, like the consequences of what happened before, and what happened before is actually gonna happen in the future because it's time travel. Yep. I love it. Yep. Which makes this show really rewatchable too, because once we understand how everything came to be, we can go back and see the clues
in the past. Oh, that's gonna happen because of that. That's gonna happen because of that.
Yeah.
And it's so enjoyable to just watch it again.
Time travel has always been a very good subject, a very difficult one to understand and make sense of, because if you screw up your script and stuff, people will be lost. But so far they're doing a good job. They're doing a very good job. And I love the little mentions that they did, Back to the Future, and a lot of other mentions that I understood but I don't remember, so I can't mention them here. Yeah, stuff like that. I love this. I love that they're all aware of this. They're aware of that game that's going on, and they're playing with it. They know what they're doing, but they still make fun of it. And it made me think of, when I said a few episodes back, remember when we were playing pretend when we were kids?
Yeah.
Like how many times we wished for this to become reality. I'm putting myself in their shoes, and I'm freaking out. And then the viewer part of me is seeing this as a future catastrophe in the making, and I'm like, ah, shit.
But we're still gonna enjoy it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't like when characters I enjoy, you know, suffer and die, but it makes for good viewings and good shows. So, yeah. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna move on. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is already on Patreon. Check it out. The link is in the description.
So don't forget to subscribe if you're not watching now, guys. And if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week.
Yes.
We're gonna see you then. Or not. Depends if we time travel, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.